y'all? Yo, Everett Vincent. What's going on, man? Yeah, man. I was stoked about that too. I got more to say about that later, but yeah, no, I'm glad you I appreciate you saying that, and yeah, I think it worked out pretty well, which is super cool. Heck yeah. That's what's up. Appreciate that. Nice. All right. Well, that was one beat on Lofi-12 XT. Let's hear another. Wait, hold on a sec. Let me make sure I got this setting right. Okay, cool. All right, what else we got here? Got like 1,000 beats on this thing. What is this? Yo, Strill Life, what's up, man? How's it going? What's cracking? Dude, that's what's up. That's what's up. Nice. So yeah, just another chill beat on Lofi-12 XT. We're gonna get cooking real soon here. But yeah, let me check up on the chat. Everett Vincent writes in and says, could you show how to do that? Play play parts of a sample out of order. I'm sure I could read about it, but if you need something to do, that would help me at least. Yeah, so when you say play parts of a sample out of order, are you talking about playing like the sample slices? Because yeah, there's not really a way to like shuffle the chops, so to speak. You'd have to like sequence that in. So yeah, if you could clarify, I can definitely take a crack at it if I know more about your request. But yeah, so those are a couple beats on Lofi-12 XT. Let's get started on something brand spanking new though. So let me select new here. Boom. Save it? No, it's already saved. I don't need to save it twice. But yeah, hopefully everyone's chilling out there, doing well. Downloaded the update that Sonicware released for the firmware on the Lofi-12 XT. If you haven't copped that yet, definitely check it out. They added some pretty wicked new features, I must say. And I know it's a little bit biased because they did ask me to do the quick guide video for them, but I do think they added some pretty sick stuff, especially like the audio export stuff. Dude, legendary. Makes it so much easier to like export beats, being able to like export the stems or whatever. So, whoa, getting some weird YouTube stuff going on here. All right, we're chilling though. Okay, so we've got our brand new pattern and project. So let's record a sample in so we can get chopping. And I've got the sample here on the side here. If you do want to mess around with the sample though, it is on the Patreon for free. You don't even got to pay for it. You should have to be a free member. You can download it. But yeah, let's take a listen to what we got here. Nice. So that's a sample we're going to be working with. You know me, I love the female vocalist, chopping that up and doing what I do on there. So we're going to get down on that for sure. But yeah, Still Life, dude, new firmware update, Lofi-12 XT, firmware 1.5. Yeah, they added a bunch of sick new features, so definitely check it out if you've got the time and are interested. And D-Reco, what's up, man? Dude, appreciate you saying that. Yeah, glad to share the news on firmware 1.5 because it's cool stuff. Yeah, I actually it's not on my account. Sonicware uploaded it. Yeah, they asked me to create the video for them, so I did all the shooting and editing and whatnot, and then I sent it their way, so it's on their page. But I'll in fact, I can probably just put a link to it in the chat. Let me see if I can dig it up here. It's got to be in my watch history or something. Hold, please. Uno momento. Videos. Or maybe I can just type it in. Wow, this is embarrassing. I should have had it on deck. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Okie doke. Okay, so that's the link to the video. But yeah, pretty cool stuff. So I definitely recommend, yeah, downloading the update, playing around with it. Okay, let's get this recorded in though, real quickly. Da-da. Shift record. How are my levels? Pretty good. I am going to speed this up though, just so we can record it quicker. So let's do pitch it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Oh, ran out of memory there. Whoops. It's all good though. Dang, I did kind of like that last part, but there's plenty to chop here, so I think we're fine with that. Yeah, we still got the approximately 40-second sample time limit on the Lofi-12 XT, so they did not expand that in the firmware update, but it's all good. Okay, so let's take a listen here. Oh yeah, so that's like one of the first things that they added that's pretty cool. Shush. You can press down the D knob and it'll like turn the velocity sensitivity off instead of needing to like, you know, turn it a million times. So that's pretty cool. That's yeah, so this is how you can access the 16th slice, is by like holding this arrow key and then pressing the reverb button. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I was like, they asked me for feedback on the firmware update, and I was like, I went through it and gave them some comments, and one of the ones was like, can you do more than 16 slices? And they were like, we'll consider that in a future version. I was like, okay, no worries. So 16 is all we got for now, but who knows? Maybe in the future they'll Sonicware will bless us with additional chops. That would be sick. Okay, but yeah, these slices sound pretty chill. Let's go into pad mode. And then yeah, another really awesome thing that they did is, like I was saying before, originally you would have to like press each pad and then turn the choke knob to like add each one to a choke group. But now they've got this control where you can do each or all. So you set it to all, boom, look at that. It's like magic. They're all in a choke group now, all at once. It's probably hard to see on the screen because it's so tiny. But yeah, before you would have to like basically play each one and then turn the knob or whatever. Boom, one fell swoop. And it also works with pitch too. If you wanted to change the pitch from the slice page, you can do that. So function C, and this will change the pitch of all of the slices. But yeah, so that's pretty chill. Let's go back though and see if we can record something in. Alright, so maybe we'll start with something basic. Not sure what tempo this is. Probably like high 80s or something. Nice. So let's get some drums in here. Load those up. Whoops. Sampler. I like this one. Might sound good pitched down a little bit. Nice. So let's add some more drums. Probably keep velocity sensitivity on this one so that I can do like the ghost notes and stuff. But yeah, D-Rec is saying, wish they would increase the SD card size. Don't have a real need at the moment, but I like the option of knowing I can drop 128 gigs of samples into a device. Dude, that is a lot of gigs of samples, let me tell you. Yeah, it's, I guess, I'm not sure what the cap is. Is it just capped at 32? Like the 32 gigabyte card that it came with? I haven't really hit that limit yet, but yeah, I definitely know the feeling of having a large sample library and wanting to import those. That's generally why I use a device like this that I know has like a higher capacity, so I can just kind of record samples in as I want them. But yeah, having to use multiple devices is not always the optimal solution, especially for most folks. So definitely hear where you're coming from, D-Reca. Dang, 32 gigs. Good to know. All right, let's see what we got here. Hi-hat in the mix here. Sounds pretty dope. Ooh, that thing got normalized. That's hella loud now. Let me turn it down. Alright, let's keep shopping around for some more drum samples here. Maybe like an open hat. Nice. I think this one will fit. Oh, gosh. Always plays that at the end when I stop. Alright, so let's record that in. Oh, whoops. Let's record that in, I said. Nice. Okay. Whoa. That's hella loud. Oh yeah, Still Life, you're looking at the video. So they didn't make me take the knobs off. Let's set the record straight there. I actually chose to take them off because I wasn't sure if they were going to tell me to do that. Because when you have these on, it does make it kind of hard to see the letter of the knob, like see where it's written above it, A, B, C, D. So I wanted to avoid any kind of potential issues with that and having to reshoot anything. So I just took them off for the purpose of the video, just so people weren't like, yeah, not sure what knob I was turning or whatever. That's a good observation, though. You have a keen eye, Still Life. Good catch. Okay. So we got the open hat here. Yeah, whatever makes it so I don't have to do extra work is what I'm doing. All right, so yeah, we've got some drum samples here. I got my whole rhythm section on these 4 tracks, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's not very efficient though. It's a little bit wasteful to have a track for each drum sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some resampling so that I can have all of my one-shots on a single track instead of having it spread out across 1, 2, 3, 4 tracks. So resampling is not too bad on this thing. It's not like the SP404 Mark II though, where you can just arm the resample and then just press whatever pad you want and it all gets recorded. The way resampling works on this thing is you have to put notes in the sequence, and then whatever you have in the sequence is what gets resampled. So not quite as convenient as 404 Mark II, but it's still pretty chill. So we're going to mute melodic. And yeah, basically what I want to do is just have a note trigger each of these samples so that they will get captured in the resample, and I can have them all on one track. So let's do that. Oh yeah, and then I have all these sequences here, so I'm just going to clear all these by just pressing the note button, or hold clear, press the trackpad, then select note. So it'll just clear the notes, but it'll keep the sound there. Note, 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 and then note. All right, so let's get these sounds in here. Snare, kick, hi-hat, and open hat. And then the other thing I want to do is turn velocity sensitivity off on these things so that they play at full volume. Snare already has it off, kick does not, hi-hat does not, and then open hat does not, or it does. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do, yeah, there's more. I'm going to turn off the envelope. And so basically that'll mean that the sample will play all the way through. It won't get, it won't be controlled by the envelope, so it'll like taper off or whatever. Nice, and so we've got snare, kick, hi-hat, open hat. So we're ready to resample. Select a blank pad, function record, and then you can select resample. It's all the way on the right if you turn the A knob on the sampling page. And then from here, I'm going to do master. So once I press this, it's armed. When I press it again, it's basically just going to play the sequence and record those notes in. Right, so I let them play twice, and I'll explain why in a second here. But yeah, if we take a look at the sound, you can see this is the full, I guess, sample chain is what you could call it. Let me hold it. Nice. So now I have all the drum sounds on this one pad instead of having them across 4. So now it's much more efficient, and I can record the entire drum track using this track. So let me just slice it real quick. Slice. Oops. Nice. And now when I go into pad mode, something like that. And then of course I can make the open and closed hat mute each other out by doing the choke group. You have to change from all to each, so you can adjust those parameters. Boom, boom. And then you can also hold 2 at the same time, and it'll do that. Nice. Okay, sounding pretty chill here. So yeah, now I want to just record the drum section just using track 6 instead of all these. I actually don't need these anymore, so I'm going to get rid of them. Hold clear, press the trackpad. I know it's kind of a bummer that you have to do this sort of like complicated resample workflow if you want multiple sounds on a single track. Hopefully they add in another update. I know I'm already asking for new features and we just got an update. But yeah, hopefully in a future update, there's a way to like just have a track where you can select like maybe whatever, 16, 15 samples or whatever that you can just control using that individual track. That'd be sick. But for now, you got to resample, which is not too big of a problem. All right, and then let me move this thing over to, so I'm going to hold copy and then select the track that I want to copy. Then you hold copy and select where you want to paste it to, number 2. So now I've got it here. I don't need it here anymore, so we're going to get rid of it. And then Strill Life saying, you know, the knobs are a quality of life feature. I can't go without. Yeah, man, without the covers on them, they're like very tiny. You kind of got to like pinch your hand to get those turned, which is not too bad, I guess. But it could be better. Okay, so we've got our drums here. So let's go ahead and record it in. let me save this because I have a feeling I'm going to mess up the kick pattern here. So I've got the pattern saved and I can load it back as kind of like an undo function if I need to do that when I record the kick in. And yeah, they actually did add a cool new feature in this firmware update that helps you edit steps that have multiple notes on them. So this is pretty chill. Basically, if you're not familiar, if you want to edit a step, you can hold the function button and press the step down. Now there's only one note recorded on this step, so it's pretty easy to tell what it is, just this hi-hat. But for a step like step number 1, there's 2 notes on it. There's the kick drum, and then there's also the hi-hat. So with the kick drum, yeah, basically you can tap the pad when you're on the step edit and it'll select it and you can change parameters for it. So I want to make sure the kick is at full volume. So we'll do velocity 127. And I could adjust the micro timing too if I wanted to. Nice. So I've got this 1 bar drum pattern. Let me extend it out though. So right now it's 16 steps is the length, which you can see on the config page. But I'm going to hold function and turn the A knob to extend it out. So now it's 2 bars instead of 1 bar. And then I'll just make some changes on some of the bars here. So yeah, first bar, I'm going to get rid of the open hat. So it only plays once every other bar. Oh yeah, and then I forgot I was going to do this ghost kick note on step 8. So I can hold step 8 down, press the kick button, and then edit these parameters a little bit. Whoa. make the velocity a little bit lower though. Nice. So it sounds pretty chill. Let's take a look at the sample chops again and see if I can do something a little more interesting there. And then Strilife saying that would be a cool feature if you could push pad mode and load in multiple samples. At least you know they're paying attention to your channel. We were just discussing how no reverse kind of sucked. Yeah, man. Those are all facts. And yeah, I do think some kind of multiple sample solution would be dope. Yeah, you press pad mode, you can, because you can literally load like 256 samples or whatever. So you go to shift or function project, sample slot. So these are all the sounds that are loaded. I mean, this is a new project, so there's not too many here. But yeah, the list literally goes down to 256. So it'd be sick if you could like, yeah, somehow associate these with pads on a track instead of needing to do like the resampling and stuff. So we'll see, man. I'll keep saying that I wish it would happen, and who knows, maybe it'll come true. But yo, MFizz, dude, what's up, man? What's cracking? How's it going? Oh, whoops. All right. And then, yeah, speaking of reverse, I feel like these vocalist chops might sound dope if they were played backwards. So let's mess around with that. So yeah, you can change the play mode from the sound screen. So right now it's set to forward. Sounds kind of crazy, but I'm into it. Whoops. I was going to try and turn the volume down on these things, but I did not do that very smoothly. Oh, dude, thanks, MFizz. I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that's dope. That's awesome to hear that you're enjoying the update. A lot of cool stuff there. Yeah, the master effects, it would be dope if you could stack them, because I feel like it's kind of like a 50-50 divide. There's like some master effects that are for like mixing, like the compressor and the isolator to a certain extent. And then there's some that are for performance, like the snip loop and the, I forget what the other one's called. I think it's just called remix. It's like the beat repeat one. So yeah, it almost seems like there should be like two. Yeah, there's like one that's like the mixing one, and then one that's like the performance one. Because right now you can only do one or the other. And I would consider the filter to also be like a performance one. But yeah, who knows? Maybe they'll optimize it even further. They're seems like they're able to do a lot with the firmware updates. So maybe one day we'll get that. But I definitely hear where you're coming from there. It'd be dope to have both. Nice. So just clearing up some space in the low end there so we can add some more samples, because I think we need some more layers here. Got like basic rhythm section, basic sample chops, but need a little more spice. So let's see what else we got here. Almost forgot, I got to turn monitoring back on because it gets turned off by default when you do resampling. So we're going to go do L&R, monitor on. See if I can get some Rhodes samples in here. Kind of like this nice smooth Rhodes. Let's get that recorded in. Oh man, freaking looped. Whoops. Let's clean that up a little bit. Let's see if I remember what I was playing there. Yo, Matt Jacob. What's up, man? How's it going? Wow, I took the original sample and I put it in the back seat. It's like I feel like the Rhodes are really doing the heavy lifting now. I feel like this sample might sound sick if I put some delay on it or reverb or something. So let's mess around with those settings, which you can access from the amp page. Then you have to go to the reverb page, delay, do some BPM syncing here. Oops. modulation too. Maybe like on the filter frequency. Yeah, it sounds kind of wild, but I'm into it. So the thing about the modulation is that sometimes it's hard to like have it be consistent because it's sort of like moving independently. Like you can do BPM sync on it, so it does like modulate at a frequency that's linked to the tempo. But I don't know, it still kind of seems to give different results, which is good because it can kind of create the illusion that there's more going on than there really is, but it can also kind of produce, yeah, unexpected results as well. I think it sounds pretty chill though. Yeah, we haven't even done bass yet. Dude. So let's get some bass punched in here. Dude, Lo-Fi Andy, what's up, man? How's it going? Ciao to you as well. Or is that, I don't know if ciao means goodbye or hello, but what's up is what I'm saying. All right, so let's get some bass in the mix here. I do have bass samples, but we can also use the Lofi-12 XT as a synthesizer. Not sure if many of y'all are familiar with that, but it's actually quite easy. Essentially what you can do is load up a single cycle waveform. Load, I say, which I have saved somewhere here. Oh yeah, single cycle waveform. You do a sine wave because that's nice and smooth. And menu load selected. Okay. That kind of just sounds like a... But if you do the loop mode... Yo! That's real fat. Although it sounds pretty lo-fi, as you can hear. So we got to hit it with a filter. FLT. But yeah, you put a low pass on it. Oh, I got to turn off velocity sensitivity too. Turn off 12-bit as well. Put it on mono. Go down. So yeah, that's like a nice smooth sub bass, basically. And yeah, you can mess around with the envelope too to kind of get a little release on it. Could probably put some effects on it too to kind of jazz it up a little bit, but I think this will serve our purpose as well. clipping at certain points. I think the frequencies are conflicting, probably with the Rhodes sample. I'll have to figure out what's going on there. But yeah, Lo-Fi Andy says, just got here. Congrats on your work with the latest update. Been following the channel for a while. Dude, that's what's up, man. Glad you've been tapped in. And yeah, I know you do cool stuff on the Lofi-12 XT as well. So it's kind of a, yeah, it's been cool to see the community and how they use this device. Because yeah, we all got different backgrounds and priorities with the kind of music we make, but this thing is capable of quite a bit. So that's what's up, man. Appreciate you saying that. Oh, whoops. This thing, I might have to set up some sidechain compression because I feel like the bass and maybe the kick drum or maybe the Rhodes are conflicting. So let's go to the mix page and mess around with that. MFX type, SC comp, turn it on, and then go to the next page here. And so yeah, the sidechain compressor, if you're not familiar with it, basically you select a track to be the source. So it controls when things kind of get quieter, essentially. So the source, whenever the source plays a sound, it will make other tracks get quieter. It's kind of the long and short of it. So the source, I guess we'll do the bass, because yeah, that's the thing that kind of sounds like it's clipping. So it's on track 4. And then we're going to target track 3, which is the Rhodes sample, because I think that's what's causing the conflict. So turn the D knob to track 3, DDD. Press it down to select it, and you can target multiple tracks, but we're just going to target the Rhodes track for now. Sounds a little better. Okay, what other layers we got? that vibe. Sounds like it's already got some delay on it, which we can kind of mess around with once we get it saved to Lofi-12 XT. So let's do that. Nice. All right, let's take a look at that waveform. Sounds kind of weird. Maybe there was some like stereo stuff going on that kind of got removed when I recorded into Lofi-12 XT, because this thing is a mono sampler. So if you have stereo, it's just going to sum the signal, which sometimes can cause problems. Sounds pretty chill though. But yeah, Matt Jacob says, what's your favorite sampler to work with? That's a good question. I don't know. It's kind of hard to pick a favorite. I feel like they all have different strengths and weaknesses. And I feel like if you ask me that from week to week, I'll give you a different answer. Just because sometimes I like really vibe with a certain type of sampler, and then other times it's like, don't use it as much. But yeah, this thing's always a good go-to, the Lofi-12 XT. It's very versatile and is great for controlling like MIDI tracks and stuff, as well as just doing in the box type sequencing and stuff. And you'll probably always see the M8 on my streams and in many of my videos too, just because I like to use it as a sample source. But yeah, my favorite, I feel like the P6 I've been using a lot too. That thing's a ton of fun. But I don't know, maybe I'll get bored of it eventually. But yeah, I would say like favorites definitely include Lofi-12 XT and P6. And then M8 is definitely like an honorary mention in terms of very good utility device that I kind of tend to use with quite a bit of things. So yeah, that's kind of the long and short of what my favorite sampler is, quote unquote. Lots of options, unfortunately, so it's hard to make a decision. So I got the horn pretty low in the mix there, but I think it's adding a nice kind of layer. And we've got so much room with all these tracks because I put all the drums on a single track. So I feel like normally I'd have like, I'd already be freaking at track 8 probably at this point. But yeah, I've been testing out this new workflow that involves resampling the drums, which has been working out pretty well. It's a little bit of work on the front end, but once you get it dialed in, it's definitely more efficient with the tracks than having kick, snare, hi-hat, you know, whatever. So yeah, let's keep shopping around. Yeah, right now I'm kind of looking for something to jazz up the rhythm section a bit. Sometimes I'll do like percussion loops, like, you know, shaker or bongo or whatever. But other times I just like to record in a whole different drum break and then just try and kind of like pepper in notes of it within the one shots that I already sequenced. So it can create a little bit of interesting variety. And sometimes you find that the notes are compatible in some ways that you hadn't thought of originally. So it's cool, I think, to, yeah, combine the one shots and the drum break to get something even more unique. So let's record this one in. Super duper lo-fi. I'm into that. Just gotta chop it up. Slice mode. Yeah, and specifically with this drum break, I think these hi-hats, or whatever that is, it kind of sounds like a shaker. I think these are going to add a nice kind of layer to the rhythm section. Okay, and then let's go pad, set it to a mute group. Nice. So just added a couple kind of random rhythmic elements there. Kind of just sounds like a shaker or something, but not too bad. And yeah, we still got 2 tracks left, so plenty of room for more sounds. Not really sure what to add at this point, but we'll just keep looking around. Thought I might have been able to make that string sample work, but does not seem like the right vibe. Let's keep shopping around. Nice little electric guitar would sound sick. This sample is kind of interesting though, because it's got like piano in the background. Yeah, and I kind of want to just pick one of the guitar notes and then play that chromatically on Lofi-12 XT. I feel like this one might work. Let me record it in. Whoops. bandpass is maybe cutting too much of the frequencies. So let me try, kind of want to put a filter on it, but I'm not sure what kind. Bad layer. All right, one more open track. This piano. Let's see what I can do with it. And there's like a weird stand-up bass on it too. So definitely think high pass is the trick here, just to not have it conflict with some of the bass notes that I already laid down. Not sure if you all can tell that I don't know how to play piano, and I can't play piano to save my life. I feel like there's something here, though. I'll just have to figure it out. Wow, somehow managed to play something that sounded halfway decent. That's what's up. Okay, so yeah, this piano section sounds kind of chill. Let me like save this before I forget to do that. And check up on the chat here. Simon Labor Beats writes in, says, congrats on the video with Sonicware, Jay. How are you? Are you liking the update? Dude, thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Yeah, the update's pretty dope, man. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Like, yeah, when I was first testing the firmware on it, when I noticed the audio export feature, or when I was using the audio export feature, I was like, dang, man, this thing's sick. I exported like 1 million beats with it. So yeah, I'm super happy that they have that way of like exporting the stems or whatever, because I feel like that was a big challenge with this thing, was taking the beats out of this and getting them saved onto the computer. So yeah, just that alone has like made me want to use this like way more, just because audio export is so much easier now. So yeah, that's been dope. Reverse sample playback sick. I like the update, man. They really hooked it up. I mean, there's still stuff that I wish they had in here too, but like more than 16 slices would have been sick, and some other stuff. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty sick update, and definitely a lot of good productivity stuff in there to make things easier to work on. So that's how I feel about the update. But yeah, how about you? Have you gotten down on it yet? Messing around with it? Anything stand out to you as being pretty sick or missing, perhaps? Nice. Yeah, those beats are now pretty sick. Let me save it again here so I don't forget to do that. Yeah, extra piano layer. I'm probably just going to leave it on mute. Might try to figure something else out on it. Okay, but yeah, this beat sounds dope. Let's do another one from scratch. What else do we got here? First, I got to find a sample. Well, yeah, maybe I'll just play the other beat while I look for a sample. Wait, I can't hear it if it's playing. All right, we gotta look for a sample together then. So, oh yeah, let me clear this too. Okay, what do we got here? Trying to think what else I got on the to-do list. No sample challenges or anything like that. Moog ideas. Oh yeah, dude. All the quality of life stuff. They definitely hooked it up. Yeah, adding the mute groups with one turn of the knob, dude. That's a game changer right there. Because before it was like, ugh, you had to do it one at a time and like really kind of tap pads as you did it. It's not a good look. See if we got any good Rhodes samples in here. Dude, I kind of dig this one. Sounds pretty sick. So let's normalize it. Record that in. Yeah, this is one of those things where it's like a stereo sample, and then when it gets summed to mono, it just sounds kind of weird. Does not sound good in 12-bit mode either. Yeah, I might have to record it in mono, actually. Let me see what that sounds like. Whoops. And then same deal as before, 12-bit mode off, turn it down. Interesting, still got something going on there. Oh yeah, but Simon Labor Beat says, still unsure about the snip loop effect or whatever. Yeah, I didn't really know how to use it either. I think it comes from a different device that they have. Like maybe you can do that on the sample track or something. I don't know. But yeah, I remember when they sent it over and they wanted me to like demo it as part of the video. And so I didn't really understand how it works. So I kind of like did what I thought was right. And they were like, yeah, can you try doing it a little bit differently like this? And then they sent me like a video example. But yeah, the snip loop, it's basically like a beat repeat. Although it does have a kind of like a wet dry mix essentially, to where you can have the snip loop playing at the same time as your beat. I'm not sure exactly how to like, you know, implement it correctly in a beat, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, there is some weird stuff going on with it. In fact, let me take a look at it and see if I can figure it out in this beat I just made. So yeah, snip loop. So yeah, with the snip loop, it's definitely good to start with it being fully, I forget the balance. It like allows you to control whether there's whatever, if it's going through like fully affected or if it's going on the opposite side, which is like you're just hearing the beat. So let me see if this is fully affected, and I'll change it down to 1/16 as well. Yeah. Oh, whoops. So yeah, if you have balance at 63, you're just hearing the snip loop. And then if you do balance to -63, then you're just hearing the just the dry signal. So you can kind of mix them. Like if you hear that, it is adding like it kind of sounds like a shaker. But then this is what it sounds like, right? And then you can adjust the depth to have it be like longer or shorter. So this is the snip, and it's 1/16, so you could do different intervals, I guess. But yeah, I feel like the secret to like doing something unique with it is really to try and catch like a cool sort of snip. And then to just like adjust the balance of it. I don't know, that's how I would approach it. But yeah, if you want to use it just like a beat repeat, you can totally do that too, by just having it fully wet at 63. So like that. Then at that point, you might as well just use the remix effect. Yeah, so the remix effect is fun. It's like, yeah, kind of like DJ effects on the SP404 Mark II. But yeah, snip loop, still trying to wrap my head around it. Let's see if I can. Yo, Mikey303 in the chat. This popped up on my YouTube feed, all random, saying, hi, hope you're having fun. Dude, heck yeah. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, dude, having a lot of fun with M8. Right now I'm using Sonicware Lofi-12 XT to do the beat. But M8 is definitely doing some heavy lifting with regards to the samples and whatnot. So yeah, that's what's up, dude. Nice to see ya. But yeah, Simon Labor Beats, appreciate it. Still for remix. Yeah, remix seems a little more intuitive, I would say. But yeah, snip loop, there's something going on there. I'm gonna try and unpack it and maybe do a video if I can crack the code and figure it out. And then yeah, Lo-Fi Andy says, I use the LFO on the amp pan to give it sort of a stereo feel. Dude, I'm gonna try that out. That sounds like a pro tip. Someone was asking me how to do like stereo or how to use like delay to create like a stereo effect. I'm not really sure how to do that, but I do think, yeah, maybe using the amp pan might get the job done. So let's actually try that here on this Rhodes sample. Because yeah, that is as mono as it gets. Turn it up a little bit and copy it over, clear it. Okay, so yeah, Lo-Fi Andy's saying LFO on the amp pan to give it a stereo feel. So you can do that by going to the mod page, and then from here you got to set a destination. So we'll do beep bop boop, amp pan, and alright, what did I mess up here? Amp pan. Maybe I gotta lower it. Yeah, so that does create a nice illusion that it's like kind of, because it is basically going to both channels back and forth. Although it's interesting that if you have the depth like maxed out, it kind of sounds like muted almost. Or maybe there's something weird going on with my monitoring. Because I'm looking at the levels on OBS, and it's definitely playing in both channels. But to me, it sounds like it's muting out. Weird. Whatever. I'll get it figured out later. But yeah, subtle settings will do the trick. So yeah, you definitely don't want the depth to be like 100. And then yeah, you don't want to crank up the frequency either, so keeping it nice and low. So Lo-Fi Andy, do you do like a particular wave shape, or do you normally just use the sine wave? Because I feel like the square wave might be... Yeah, maybe it's a little too much. Triangle is probably good too, something nice and smooth. Maybe even random. Nah, you probably want something consistent. Yeah, we'll keep it on sine wave for now. But yeah, it definitely creates that stereo feel. I can dig it. Thanks for sharing that tip. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's get something punched in here. In the pad. And I'm going to set this thing to voice mode mono too, because I don't want it to overlap. Something super basic like that. Let me see if I remember how to record a held note. I'm pretty sure you press the record button, then you have to hold the pad down. Oh wait, so you press the record button, then press the step, and then I think you hold the pad down and then press where you want it to end. Oh, look at that. Dude, I actually remembered how to do it. How incredible is that? And then let's do 2 bars. And on the second bar, I'll do this one. It's a nice mysterious vibe there. So yeah, record, push it down, hold it, press the end, boom. I gotta bring the tempo down too. Let's do like, I don't know, 80 something. Snake 89. Welcome. Alright, so we need some fat drums in here. Something like that. So let's shop around. Sounds kind of interesting. All right, so let's record this in. Oh, I'm still in mono recording too. Let me change that real quick. There we go. All right. But yeah, snare can definitely be in mono, no problem there. And then Lo-Fi Andy says subtle depth and medium frequency. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Subtle depth. So I've got depth at 29. Medium frequency is maybe like, I mean, it goes up to what? 127. So medium is probably halfway. 60 maybe. And then subtle depth is probably way lower. Maybe like 9. Sounds pretty dope, man. Get this kick recorded in real quick. I was gonna say real kick. That would have been a faux pas. Yeah, this kick is dusty too. Yeah, with this snare, I kind of want to add an effect on here that shapes the sound a little bit. Because, yeah, I feel like there's a little too much in the mid. And I think there is a cool effect that we can use, which is called tilt filter. Or here, let me try low and high EQ. This might actually work. Turn off velocity sensitivity, because we don't need that. So yeah, let me try bringing the low down. Oh, I'm so dumb. I was adjusting the low and the high frequency. So yeah, if you're not familiar with how the low and high EQ works, basically it allows you to select a frequency and then you can make it louder or quieter. With the L frequency is like what the low frequency is, and then the L gain is like how lower or higher it is. So I'm trying to use minus L gain. To shape the sound a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell what it's doing though. Oh, there we go. kick is dusty. I don't know what record I got that from, but it sounds dope. Not bad. Alright, we need a hi-hat though. Oh yeah, I forgot. Bloodsnake89 says, please tell me where the samples are from. Where do you find the samples? Are you talking about the drum samples or the melodic samples? Because the melodic stuff I get from a lot of different places. And then the drum samples I also get from a lot of different places. But the drum samples I'll record from like records and stuff like that. And then the melodic stuff, I usually use like, yeah, sample packs or other kind of stuff that other creators make and share. So yeah, a lot of different sources, but yeah, let me know if you're thinking rhythm samples or melodic samples or whatever. This hi-hat, it's very light. So let's record that in. Yeah, this is the thing about I should say, about recording samples from records. It's like, this sounds like a cool hi-hat, but then there's like a weird bongo sound in it, which you can't really hear unless it's normalized, so maybe if I just bring it down, it'll sound chill. I could filter that out too. If I did a high-pass filter, probably wouldn't hear it too much. I feel like a double hi-hat pattern would sound really sick here. It's probably gonna be hard to record though. Oh, you know what? I might be able to use delay to kind of just have one press of it do the double hi-hat. So let me try that. We'll do EFX in delay. And then yeah, it's probably gonna be 16th notes. 16th, I say. effect actually worked out pretty well. The timing's a little tricky though. Nice, I could dig it. Okay. Not sure what to add next. I dig this drum break, so let me record it in and see if I can maybe slice it up and pepper it in a chill way. Probably gonna need to put a filter on it. Dude, that thing is dusty. Dusted and disgusted. Just the way we like it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, 12-bit on. Slice mode. Yeah, this thing's got a nice like tambourine on it or something. And then Bloodsnake89 says cool hardware, but the favorite in terms of sound is still the KO133. Dude, that's what's up, man. Yeah, it's always nice to have a favorite, for sure. like that bass sound, so let's record that in. Although there's a lot going on with this, I might have to set the endpoint to not play the rest of the notes. Definitely did not capture that on a 0-point crossing as well. All right, I think that's good. All right, so velocity sensitivity will turn off. Turn off 12-bit mode, put it on mono. Let it turn down a little bit. Dude, heck yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Lo-Fi Andy. Take it easy, and hope you're well. I got those backwards. I had the low notes on the higher part, the first part, so I just got to record it again. Pretty simple. interesting sample. It's got like some nice bass on it that works. So let's record that in. Nice. And then same deal here. Gonna turn off velocity sensitivity, turn off 12-bit mode, set it to mono, and turn the amp down. Like the sound of this guitar. I feel like I might be able to work this in. Let's record it though. Maybe I'll just use one of these. Oh, oops. Yeah, just one of these notes here. I could try both since I got them. Definitely need to do a high pass filter on it though, because that bass is probably going to conflict with what we got going on in the rest of the section. Just trying to get an end to end on a 0-point crossing. That sounds pretty good though. And then I think I can put some reverb on it to make it sustain a little bit longer. probably just spent way too much time messing around with this guitar sample, but got a little lost in the sauce there. Added some delay, some reverb. I was messing around with some effects too, but I couldn't really get it to sound too great. So I put chorus on there, so it gives it kind of an interesting sort of, kind of like softens the sound, if that makes any sense. Nice, sounds pretty chill. But yeah, the Sauce Connex writes in and says, what is the ref of the cap? What are you talking about? The ref of the cap. Are you asking about the reference of a cap? I don't know. Could you please clarify? But yeah, happy to answer any questions you might have, but I'm not sure what you mean. The snip loop, it can do some really interesting stuff like this. It creates like a very unique like micro rhythm. Sounds kind of goofy. Yeah, so I'm still experimenting with the snip loop to try to figure out what the best case scenario is there, but it can do some interesting stuff, that's for sure. But yeah, DeSauce Connex clarifies and says the cap over the button ABCD. Hope that's clear. Yeah, so you're asking about these. I don't remember where I got this. It was like something I bought online, and it basically was like the screw. It was like the cover for a screw. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. Get off, I say. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you can tell. Yeah, the camera's not going to focus on it very well. But yeah, basically there was like a screw that was in this, and it was like covering the tip of it. And I was like, oh, that probably fits on top of the Lofi-12 XT. And lo and behold, it does. So I'm not sure where you can get these. I don't remember what I bought that had them. These though, so this is actually a knob cover for the pocket operator cases that Beatmaker's Boutique creates or makes. And these normally go over the pocket operator knobs. So it's kind of like a similar form factor, I guess. So yeah, these, you can't buy them by themselves. You have to buy the case that Beatmaker's Boutique makes. But yeah, I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. Here, I'll put the link up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Yeah, the knobs for these guys' cases do fit over it. But yeah, it's like a whole thing. You gotta buy like the case. It's not cheap, but it fits pretty well. Nice. So just messing around with the snip loop there. But yeah, I think that's going to call or do it for this session. I think I'm going to call it at this point. Had some fun with the Lofi-12 XT. Definitely be sure to download the firmware update for this thing if you haven't done so already and you have one of these devices, because Sonicware hooked it up. A lot of cool new features. And then yeah, I have a video coming out tomorrow that's talking a little bit more about the Lofi-12 XT as well. It's kind of like a refresher on my workflow. So it's a little bit of a longer video, but still pretty chill. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. So just want to say thank you to everyone for sticking around, rocking out with me, blowing up the chat as they usually do. Lo-Fi Andy, Simon Labor Beats, Matt Jacob, MFizz, Drill Life, all the good people out there, Everett Vincent as well. But yeah, hope you all have a good rest of your day. Take it easy, enjoy the weekend, and hope to catch you soon. But until then, peace.